Old Orchard Beach used to be nice. There's wild Canadians coming down. Cutting loose. They think that LL Bean is their Giorgio Armani. Canadian. They're like, oh, honey, put on some Bean tonight. I'm wearing Bean right now.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Everybody, what's happening? What's good with you? Brad Tesh, Sean Valancourt, the A&B Boys back in your ears once again. Coming to you live from Oak Harbor, Washington, the Pacific Northwest, Whidbey Island, the best coast, the west coast. Sean, how are you?
I am great, Brad. Can you believe it? What a sunny day. It was raining last week, raining all this week, really. Little nice.
Got an inch and a half of rain last night.
It sure did, but the sun came out today, just kissed us on the face, so it's awesome, you know?
It's like, who used to say that? Little Orphan Annie? The sun will come out tomorrow?
Was that Little Orphan Annie? Little Orphan Annie? The sun will come out tomorrow? Yes, just like
Did you guys have that show in Canada? Or?
No, of course we did, yes.
Sean, a lot of crazy things happening in the sports world. We're going into week 8. We're going to talk about week 7. I know you're excited about it, even though you maybe napped through most of week 7. It sounds like. Oh my gosh,
that was the best. That was the best burn. All right, Reed, I have to get you back. Like post, that was hilarious. I laughed for 15 minutes. It was like, hey, Sean from Reed. Hey, Sean, are you watching the football games, or are you too busy taking your post Matlock nap? I'm sorry, man. That's funny stuff. I don't even know where this guy comes up with half this stuff. It's just.
It is cold in Boston. They have a lot of time on their hands.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I ever want to be made fun of by Reed.
But you are. So.
I have been, okay. Yes. It's.
We'll talk a little bit about the NHL, I'm sure, because you'll try to weave that in the conversation.
What are you talking about? So, okay, just remember this right now. That was the first time they ever tried anything like that yesterday. The Frozen Frenzy.
Yeah.
Puck drop. All 32 teams playing. Just 15 minutes apart.
Yeah. Do they all start 15 minutes apart?
15 minutes apart.
Every game? All 16 games started 15 minutes apart?
All 16 games started roughly around 15 minutes. They had a couple of hiccups there, but they got through them.
Were they all like on one channel where you could watch them all?
All on ESPN. All on ESPN. Like a brilliant idea. Kind of like doing a red zone thing.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard to do. Like, that's a hard thing to really try to...
It's hard when there's a Game 7 on because no one watched it.
I'm sure that it was like a back and forth. But
NBA tip-off also happened last night.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that also, folks. And we'll have a little one-on-one question.
Always. Yeah. All right, so week 7 happened. We got to get into that. Yeah, buddy. I don't know what to say about my Buffalo Bills right now. It's Jekyll and Hyde over there in Buffalo. Jekyll and Hyde, yeah.
Is it, or is it just them showing them true colors?
I don't know about that. I mean, divisional rivalry game, but I mean, you saw this exact same thing when Miami played New England, so I don't know. In the Jekyll and Hyde offense, for sure. Because it's like, either they can flame it out, or Josh Allen is making really weird decisions on the field.
He's always made weird decisions. Sometimes things have worked out.
I like a gambler, but
he's got to evolve.
Oh man, he is a gambler though.
He's got to evolve.
What did you think of that Browns-Colts game?
I didn't see the end of it because I was at the Seahawks game, so I saw the end of it later. I thought it was atrocious. I can't believe that the
defensive
how that played.
Yeah,
I think the Colts got robbed. Gardner Minshew, though, huh? Have a game, Gardner Minshew.
He sure did. I mean, he had a great game. He kept them in it, but let's face it, that Cleveland defense is unreal this season.
All right, they gave up 38 points.
Did you see they had 2 forced fumbles?
Yeah.
Fumble recovery and I think a touchdown as well. If your defense is getting you back at least a touchdown, you could be a little bit, I don't know.
Gardner Minshew's lighting you up for 3 rushing touchdowns. I think, look yourself in the mirror.
No, I mean, He's a starting quarterback.
Maybe we're just playing the Browns this week. I'm just trying to help
Hey,
myself up.
what about the Bears beating the Raiders with?
Yeah.
Who's your quarterback that you were talking about there? Played
The
with
guy-
the School of
the
Mines.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. Yeah, if you're the Raiders, you gotta look at the visor mirror there Josh McDaniels has in his office. That guy's gotta go, right?
That's just terrible. I mean,
If you could fire any coach in the NFL right now today, why is it
well,
Josh
Josh McDaniel would be the first, right? You would think.
Who else?
Oh, Bill Belichick got to be.
Would you fire Bill Belichick before you fired Josh McDaniels?
Only because he's beaten our Bills so many times. That's all. But I mean, there's no other reason than that.
I hate to break it to you, but Josh McDaniels was the OC of many of those defeats.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. That's perfect. That's awesome.
But your personal feelings aside, who's doing a worse job? Maybe Brandon Staley for the Chargers, but
Man, they're really underperforming, aren't they?
yeah. Tough.
I don't know really as far as head coaching, as far as head coaches go right now. I mean, who needs to go? Who needs to stay? The Raiders is bad.
Josh McDaniels is top of the list for me.
I don't know who's coaching in Minnesota right now. Who's the guy there?
O'Connell.
Yeah, I don't know him very well. I mean, it seems like nobody's really caring about what's happening with their sidelines.
they're competitive.
But that's the thing, though. I think that there's a lot more parity. Although we still have we have no undefeated teams. We still have a team that hasn't won a game yet,
Yeah.
and they're coming out of their bye week. So it's interesting. I mean, there's some teams that I did not see coming out of this winning. Patriots, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, no way. The Steelers beating the Rams. Did you see that?
Yeah. I think I called them actually.
I think you did because you don't like the Rams. That's right. I mean, the Chiefs, they look pretty much unstoppable.
Well, yeah, Patrick Mahomes had a very Patrick Mahomes game for the first time this year. I think you could argue 400 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, something like that. So.
And what do you think of that Monday night game? I mean, I'm sure you're happy because you guys are right in line with the Niners right now. The
Yeah,
Seahawks and the
I
Niners.
think the Debo Samuel's conversation is big. I mean, he seems to be pretty vital for that organization.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, I would. He is. I mean, it
Minnesota.
doesn't matter. You have Ayuk, you have all these other players, and Brock Nelson for the first time. I mean,
How about Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy for the first time, I think, felt or looked human.
Yeah. Interesting now that he's in concussion protocol and maybe misses the Cincinnati game.
That is interesting. So maybe it just took an extra couple of weeks for you to get your call of what you were asking here, right? About what's his face there? Who's that quarterback? Sam Darnold starting there.
We'll see.
What do you think of the Dolphins and the Eagles? That's a big one to me.
Yeah. It was hard. You always hate to talk bad about the refs. I think the refs have had some real crucial calls in that game that really set the tone the wrong way. Some real questionable roughing the passer calls. And then some real questionable non-PI calls that went, against the Dolphins. But to the other point, I thought that Philadelphia did a good job of getting on track offensively.
Yeah.
Right. AJ Brown did his thing. Those things. So
this is some food for thought here. Is that who are the only 2 losses that the Dolphins have against?
Philadelphia to be one.
Philadelphia and the Buffalo Bills, right? Who are their wins that they have against?
Nobody's.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
70 on Denver.
Yeah, they're propped up, right? A little bit.
So. I think maybe we're starting to see what this team's really about.
Yeah,
I
think so.
It's like if the talent is that good coming against you.
Well, I think they're a good team, but they're not a great team.
Right.
Right. That's the thing.
So that's all I was wondering. It's like it's starting to look like.
I don't think that the Dolphins are going to be the favorites in the AFC.
Right.
I think the Browns are in front of them. As we run through the list, I think the Bills are probably still in front of them as much as I like to hate on them. The Ravens are in front of them. I think they're probably in the same conversation as the Steelers. The Chiefs are in front of them. Right. So they're middle of the pack in the AFC.
Yeah.
They're just happy playing in a weak division. So could they win the division this year if Buffalo continues to self-implode? Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
if Buffalo doesn't right that ship,
Yeah,
they could.
and Buffalo's got to get right on defense. I mean, I think
Yeah.
we can, I enjoy poking fun at Buffalo because I enjoy poking
Right.
fun at you.
Right.
But the reality of the situation is Denver's decimated on defense injury-wise.
Exactly.
They lost Matt Milano, their inside linebacker. They've lost Tre'Davious White, their key cornerback, right? Von Miller, their pass
You
rusher.
meant Buffalo, right?
What did I say?
You said Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
In Buffalo. And so, their defense has to get right. Maybe they address that through a trade
Right.
and get back on track. I think offensively, what you're seeing from Josh Allen is less than ideal.
It's hard. It's hard to look at.
However, right? 29 points to that New England offense isn't ideal either.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
They get that ship
exactly.
right, they should have won that game.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of,
Because,
Josh Allen, it's illuminating Josh Allen's inconsistencies, but the defense is always covered up. I don't think he's any different than he has been.
I think you brought up a good point last week, though, when you were stating that he plays to his competition.
Yeah.
And I think that's a brilliant point. The more and more I'm seeing what I'm looking at Josh Allen, the more and more I'm realizing it's like, what are you doing in the fourth quarter, having to get a defensive call, or a call for you to win the game? Like, it's crazy. And then you're ahead in the fourth, and then you let those points go.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I really appreciated what you were saying in that, as far as that's concerned. I mean, they play to the level of the competition they're playing, and it's so air apparent. It is. Anything else jump out at you this week, or?
I don't think so. It was pretty just, the Ravens looked like they were just on fire for the world.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know if they just caught I don't know if they caught Detroit at a bad time and it just was the perfect timing, or if Baltimore's just that good. I couldn't quite grab a hold of that game.
Yeah.
6 points for Detroit. Is Baltimore's defense just that good, or did Detroit also have a down game in Baltimore?
Right.
Is that I don't know where that all sits, but definitely maybe Lamar Jackson's best game as a pro.
Oh yeah,
you saw him a couple times get pressure where normally he would take off and run, evaded pressure, threw for a big completion. Really, so you saw some things there from Lamar Jackson.
And he has to do this because that division in the AFC North right now is...
Right, so 7 games in a row, right?
Yeah.
Hasn't played 7 games in a row for a while. All of a sudden, he's starting to click, right? It might be Lamar Jackson time again in Baltimore.
Like the MVP year. Like the MVP year when he won the MVP.
I'd bet the over on Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
repetition's everything.
That's exactly it. And you like to repeat to get that same feeling. You like to repeat that same success over and over, right?
Yeah. Jumping to week 8. How about that?
Let's do that. Some more. Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are traveling to Buffalo. Buffalo is an 8.5-point favorite in this game.
Well, I mean,
on Thursday night.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I mean, I know we're just talking about how suspect the Buffalo team has been, but I think they're at home. They have to put on a show.
What's the weather going to be like in Buffalo right now?
I don't know.
Is it cold yet? I think it matters.
Yeah. I just think that
I think Buffalo wins, but I don't think they win by 8.5.
No, I think 8.5.
I think it's a better game.
Like, I think it's gonna be a 5-point game, really.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
right? Less than a touchdown.
At least a 1-possession game. Yeah. So, because Baker Mayfield also, I mean, he's not terrible.
Him and Mike Evans are getting back on track.
That's exactly it. Right. So, I mean, and
Chris Godwin.
They got all the pieces with that Buccaneers team. The Bills are a little beat up. Yeah, I don't know about 8.5. I would go with
8.5's a lot.
Yeah. All right.
Patriots Dolphins is next. Miami is a 9-point favorite in that game.
I don't know.
It's in Miami.
I'm going to have to go with the 9 points for Miami. I think they're upset. I think they're upset with that loss. I think that they're going to feast on New England. And, yeah. That's what I'm going with. You?
It's so hard. I want to agree with you, but there's something about Bill Belichick coming back from the dead. Is this where he turns it around and they make the playoffs? Is this where they go from 1
That would be a story. That would be a story.
to playoff contenders?
And it's not unheard of with some teams.
It's not unheard of with Bill Belichick, right? As, you know, if anyone can do it, it's old Double B. I'm still taking the Dolphins.
All right, there we go.
I can't get off. Dolphins at home. The weather's nice. They're throwing the ball over the damn place.
Oh, man.
Jets and Giants, the New York City's finest there. Jets are favored by 3.
Yeah. Oh, well, who's the home team? I mean, it's the Giants, but you know what I mean?
Both home team.
So you say the Jets are favored by 3?
Yep.
I think that that's safe.
Yep.
I think that's safe. I think that's exactly what it's going to come down to.
Yeah. Interesting watching, Daniel Jones has been out the last 2 weeks with a neck injury.
Yeah. Tyrod Taylor.
They've been competitive. They've won. They've gone 1 for 1. If Danny Jones doesn't play this week and Tyrod comes out and they win again.
Do you think Tyrod gets a job?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean,
Daniel Jones comes in and struggles. They put a Tyrod back in. Maybe, right? I don't know.
You don't lose anyway here.
Well, you do because you just paid Daniel Jones a buttload of money.
Oh, that's true. All right, so I think that's a fair call. 3 for the Jets.
Just the Jets.
Yeah.
Next up, Jacksonville is going to visit the Steelers. Jacksonville's a 2.5-point favorite in Pittsburgh. I don't like it. I think the Steelers win at home.
Wow, I don't know how you think that.
I think Pittsburgh's defense is going to give.
I think
Trevor
Pittsburgh's
Lawrence fits.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I do think that. I just think that Kenny Pickett and Kenny Pickens are not good enough to go up against that Jacksonville defense.
All right.
That Jaguars defense is stellar. And don't forget, ETN's got a great running game going on right now.
He does.
Najee Harris is not doing anything right
He
now.
does.
So,
Just
I mean,
in Pittsburgh.
give me at least a touchdown for the Jaguars, I think. Yeah. I think it's a stunner. Yeah.
Sean's lead pipe lock of the week. See if that lead's got any asbestos in it.
All right.
Next on the list, the nap-inducing matchup of the week. The Falcons are visiting the Titans. Atlanta's a 2.5-point favorite.
Wow. Do you think
Will Levis is the first-round pick or second-round pick, I guess. Potentially was supposed to be a first-round pick this last year. He's going to start for Tennessee.
Interesting.
Tannehill's still out. Malik Wilson's going to take his back seat. They're going to see what they have in that kid.
You know what?
Falcons haven't been playing terribly on defense.
No. They have.
They've been playing terribly on offense.
Yeah.
This is like a 9-6 game.
I think it is a low-scoring affair, too. But I think, because it is a low-scoring affair, I think the Titans might grind this one out.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I think it's a field.
I think they have to. I think Mike Vrabel really has to look the GM in the mirror in the morning and wonder about what he's doing.
Yeah.
So there's a day of reckoning.
Like I said, it's not even that long ago that they were like top of the food chain in the AFC, and now
I feel like now the Titans might be open for business on trading everybody.
Oh yeah, I mean, you'd have.
They're 2-4.
You'd have to be. Yeah.
Next up, we have the Texans visiting the Panthers. Houston's a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a matchup of the matchup of rookie quarterbacks. I haven't seen the injury report to know if Bryce Young is back or not. Stroud's playing. He's back off the list.
I think the Texans win this one. It's unfortunate because I want to see the Panthers win a game, and you would think that this might be the game to do it, but
I don't know, man. Texas is good.
They are good. They're very good. So, yeah, give me the Texans. Give me the Texans by a field goal.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think
that makes sense. Yeah. Rams, Cowboys, and what maybe would have been a marquee matchup earlier in the year, or maybe later last year. In Dallas 6.5-point favorites. The 3-4 Rams and the 4-2 Cowboys. Isn't that weird? It feels like those records are different.
So strange. Here's the thing: Dallas wins that big game just before going to the bye week, right? Mm-hmm. Stephon Gilmore, big pick to secure the game, make sure they get the win. And now you're coming in, you got to play the Rams. Rams lost really a heartbreaker when you think about it.
Yeah.
And I think they're smelling blood. I do. And I think that Dallas offense is smoke and mirrors. I do.
Yeah.
And the defense, now that you're,
the defense can't guard the passing game of the Rams.
No. So I'm going to go with the Rams, and I know you're not going to go with the Rams because that's.
Oh, I am.
Wow.
Who do I hate more than anyone else in the entire NFL?
Well, it's the Rams.
No.
The Cowboys.
Yes.
Oh.
My cowboy
Interesting.
My cowboy hatred is deep. That knows no boundaries.
All right, so let's go with that then. We're going with the Rams, and I'm going with a touchdown by the Rams.
Oh, look at you.
Yes.
Look at you.
All right. Where are we?
Next up, Vikings-Packers in an even game in the no one cares about the NFC North.
Yeah. Although
Who's been
the Vikings just won their second game.
Yeah, I know. It's me. No one cares. I'm not saying they're gross. Who's been a bigger disappointment this year, Jordan Love or Kirk Cousins?
Oh, Jordan Love. Come on now. Yeah. Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins at least throwing the ball, man.
Yeah. From a fantasy football perspective, it's definitely Jordan Love is a bigger winner than Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins
Isn't that crazy?
is killing me.
That's insane. Man.
Yeah. Packers at home. I'll just take the Pack because they're at home.
I'm going with Minnesota to get the third win.
And
what's the point spread again?
It's even. Coin flip.
Wow.
Yeah. Then we've got
Give me a touchdown.
We've got the 3-4 Saints visiting the 3-4 Colts. New Orleans a 1-point favorite. Backup quarterback again.
I don't know.
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Saints have a really good defense this year, top 5 unit on paper.
Yeah. But
Derek Carr is still on. Who knows what he is?
I don't know. Give me the Colts. I'm gonna take the Colts.
I'm gonna take the Saints on the road.
It's an upset. Upset at home, but it's an upset. Yeah.
Good for you. Give me the Saints on the road.
There we go.
Rounding off the morning games or the early games, we got the Eagles visiting the Commanders. Philadelphia 6.5 point spread.
Yeah.
Feels right.
Here's the thing, though, is that the Commanders always surprise me. When
They're
play
the opposite
Eagles.
of the Bills.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They play up to their talent.
Exactly.
Or up to
Yeah.
their opponent.
Like, they always surprise me. I keep saying they're going to get trounced, and then they make that the most interesting game.
Is it enough to win?
I don't think so. I think Philadelphia wins it.
Have you seen that Philadelphia pass rush?
Oh, it's great. It's
They're going to just
amazing.
take Sam Howell and just toss
do you? How many sacks did that kid had in the first 7 weeks?
47.
40. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
not 47, but it's more than 40.
It's more than 40. I think it was like 43 if I
Yeah,
heard
I
it.
think it's-
Like
I think you're right.
it's that's a huge number.
Yeah.
That's a huge number.
It's a lot. It's more than some quarterbacks take in a season.
That's exactly it. It's like in the first half, quarterback's not gonna be able to walk. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles all day in that
Yeah.
thing. Fly, Eagles, fly. Opening the window here in the afternoon games, we've got the Browns visiting the Seahawks. Seahawks with a 3.5 point favorite.
Yeah.
No Deshaun Watson in Cleveland.
Yeah. And no one cares, I think, as long as you can rush that ball.
No Jerome Ford for Cleveland.
Yeah. Kareem Hunt's out there, though, right now.
Seattle's defense is,
Seattle's
doing
defense
big
is
things on against the run.
Yeah. Man, this is a tough one to pick because the Browns have shocked it.
Yeah.
They shocked teams twice now.
Yeah.
Shocked teams twice.
On the road, too, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean,
They got to come west. We'll
so
see
it's
if they handle it.
3.5 for Seattle, you said,
Yeah.
eh? Man. There's just too many weapons in Seattle. DK's playing, and you got Kenneth Walker playing, Geno's healthy.
Yeah. Jackson Smith and Jigba's turned himself into a fine young route runner.
Yeah.
Really came to his own last week.
Yeah, he really did. Yeah, those two young guys there in Seattle, they look great.
Jake Bobo.
Bobo and exactly.
More Bobo.
So I'm gonna go with Seattle. I think 3.5 was good too. It's like
You know where I'm going.
yeah.
Ravens are visiting the Arizona Cardinals. 8.5 point favorite. Baltimore is.
Yeah. I mean, not gonna argue.
If we see the same two teams we saw last week,
Yeah.
SI Arizona up front, they're not great
Yeah.
at all. So I can't
No.
imagine.
It's non-competitive. I think. Yeah, it's another win for Lamar, but
It's a 20,
is
it's a
any-
20-point win for the Baltimore Ravens.
yeah, it's gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be.
Speaking of blowouts, we've got the Chiefs visiting the Denver Broncos. Kansas City's a 7-point favorite.
Yeah, we see more of the same, even though it's a divisional game. We just saw it on Thursday night, didn't we?
Yep.
Well, we're going to see it again here Sunday. And
does Russell throw for more than 100 yards this time?
Sure. I'll go with the over on that.
As long as the receiver doesn't get traded between now and Sunday.
That's it, right? Yeah.
Sounds fair.
No, Chiefs win their 7th in a row. Yeah. Easy.
Bengals and 49ers close out the afternoon session. San Francisco at home, 3.5-point favorites. They got to rebound, right? They've got to.
Who?
The 49ers.
The 49ers? Yeah, you can't lose a third game. You can't lose a third game.
Not like that.
No.
Right?
But the problem is that you have the Bengals now coming off the bye week, rested.
Yeah.
They also have positive thoughts of winning.
Yeah.
Going up 500.
Yeah.
Against also
Climbing back in.
Against a divisional opponent of, of the 49ers.
The twist to the NFC West and the AFC North is they all play each other.
Yeah, that's
right.
What, that's
so
what
it becomes a common
like.
theme.
Yeah.
Opponent, right?
Yeah.
So when you get outside of division records, you go to common opponents, and that's going to matter in tiebreaker scenarios. So this is a gotta have it game.
They have to win this game to stay competitive because Seattle,
both teams.
Yeah, because Seattle, same thing with the Browns because it's exactly it. Yeah. It's funny how it's mirroring each other too because I think if the Browns win, they're 5-2. Bengals win. They're still in the hunt at 4-3.
Yep.
So I mean, these are big games here.
Yep. West Coast have the best games this year.
Yeah.
Then closing out the night games, so they should flex this thing off. The Bears are visiting the Los Angeles Chargers.
Well, somebody's got to win, right?
The Chargers are 8.5-point favorites. You think they do it?
Do you think Justin Fields is back, or is our mime quarterback there still?
That guy's still gonna play.
Justin Fields is due for
vapes
one.
at halftime.
Yeah, Justin Fields is due for one. Did I say Justin Fields? I'm sorry.
Justin Herbert.
I mean, Justin Herbert is due for one.
Yeah. He's got to go off, right?
Yeah, he's due for one. So give me the Chargers at home. What's the point spread?
8.5.
Oh.
This is a 2-5 team and a 2-4 team, though. That's
and that point spread 8.5. That's crazy. Yeah. Give me the Chargers. I think the Chargers go off.
Yeah, the Chargers have to get right.
Yeah, 10 points
at some point. And then on Monday night, we've got the Raiders and the old visor boy Josh McDaniels visiting the Detroit Lions. Mr. Kneecap himself, Dan Campbell.
Yep.
Detroit 8-point favorites.
Yeah. Give it to Detroit. I mean, I don't see how the Raiders can really beat them. I mean, I don't. If Garoppolo's out, right?
Even if he's not.
Yeah, he's kind of a rudderless quarterback.
They just gave 30 points up to Justin Fields' Bears team.
Yeah. I'm sorry. The Lions are angry. They're coming out. And they're at home. Yeah, they're gonna feast on the Raiders.
I remember exactly what it is, but it's almost their offensive output is double at home what it is on the road. The Lions.
Yeah, I can buy it because they're probably just, feeding off of the fans' intensity because I don't think the fans have ever seen a team be this good in such a long time in Detroit.
Not for a while. Herman Moore and Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders were in those fields last time that team was any good.
Man.
Scott Mitchell was the quarterback.
Yeah. I want to see the Lions do well. I think they win this. I do. Monday night. And it's a good Monday night game, I think.
Yeah, I'll be in bed by 9. But, that's just me.
Man. So, NHL. Frozen Frenzy. Frozen Frenzy. Say that 4 times fast.
Try it.
No. You're right. All right. What do you think of that? All 16 teams, all 32 teams facing off against each other, 15 minutes apart.
I think it's an interesting gimmick on a Tuesday night of a Game 7 of a division series and also NBA tip-off. That's what I think.
Game 7 of a championship series. Yeah. That's crazy. You just mentioned that there. I do want to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But I like the idea.
Yeah.
I think it draws the casual fan. I think the timing's weird. But
yeah, I think a Tuesday. I think it could work better on a Saturday because that's more
Friday night.
Well, a Saturday is kind of like there. That's like
I don't know if you've watched college football on a Friday.
I know, but
Saturday night.
But Canada, that's a big time. Is Saturday night hockey. That's our national games usually.
Yeah.
So
because it lines up with your national pastime.
Hockey.
of drinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if we can work it maybe Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, maybe.
You know.
Yeah, well, also when you have your national pastimes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's perfect. But I think it's a great idea. I think it's good marketing. There's some things to have to fix up as far as all that is concerned. It's just making sure you get in the 15 minutes, right? Because there were certain things that not all of them get right off there at the 15-minute mark. So even though that's the gimmick you were trying to
Was
push.
it the Canadian teams that couldn't figure it out?
No, actually, it was the American teams, which is strange enough, but that's fine.
It's not. Americans are always late.
But I think we're starting to see that Washington Capitals team look slow now, like really slow. That first period against the Leafs, of course, it was Leafs Capitals. That was the start off the whole entire Frozen Frenzy. But they were all over the Leafs. And remember when I said that young kid Joseph Wall, that he's probably going to take the reins? That kid was dynamic last night and pretty much saved Toronto's bacon until their offense found their legs and then made it a 4-1 game. But I think they're going to have to make this kid play more minutes and get him in there a lot more. Yeah. Because Samsonov is not right now the guy over there. He's just not.
What a terrible name.
Why?
It just is.
It's just Russian.
I don't want to talk about it.
You
can do your own math.
Yeah. So Seattle, the Kraken, slow start. They're coming
Picking it back up, though.
They're coming along. Yeah. They're chugging along.
You know what's been the catalyst for them?
What's that?
Turning it around? Changing goaltenders.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you have to do that though at some point.
You know what I saw at the football game this weekend?
What's that?
Oh my gosh. I was trying to get a picture to send to you. It was a guy who had a tattoo on his forearm of the Kraken goalie mask. And guess what number he had on the face of it? Grubauer's. And I almost... There's all I could do. That's all I could do, Sean, to not did that. I don't like to talk about. I couldn't get a clear shot of it without it being obvious. I didn't want to do it because I don't like to talk about people's tattoos in public. But that was terrible. He's gonna regret that day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He probably does already. He knows it's bad, but he knows it's bad.
Yeah, so I'd be an interesting gimmick. We'll see what's going on. NHL is going along as it is right now. There's some surprises that are happening, like Boston not losing a game up until now. Like, no top centers. Krejci and oh my goodness, why can't I think of? Oh no, that's terrible. His name is not coming to me, and Reed's gonna massacre me, man.
Yeah. Well.
Oh no, you have to help me here. Oh my gosh. All right.
Speaking of massacres, the Houston Astros lost to the Texas Rangers in dramatic fashion. Their fan base showed their true colors by just walking out of the arena in Game 7. So our worst fan base in baseball, I argue not. Yeah. And then last night we watched the Philadelphia Phillies just couldn't quite get over the hump on what is now the hottest team in baseball. In the
National
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah. So, isn't it funny with the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros, the home team didn't win a game?
Yeah.
The home team didn't win a game.
It's also fascinating to me that we talked about the Rangers and the Diamondbacks both backing into the playoffs.
Yep.
Right, those two teams both had terrible losing streaks going into the playoffs.
Exactly, and then somehow
backing in, and now here they are playing the World Series. And they've been the most entertaining teams.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some people saying, "Oh, what a boring World Series." I beg to differ. So the thing is,
the championship leagues were fantastic.
Look how many Blue Jays are on that Diamondbacks roster.
Those are a lot.
There's a few from the trades, and it's like, you know what? Feelings? The Jays, the management is going to have to start thinking about what they're doing here. You have Gabriel Moreno, and you have Lourdes Gurriel Jr. over there. Yep. And those guys, I mean, they were doing all sorts of damage in that series. Yep. So, you have to look at now your management. It's like you've decided to become beholden to these two players there that you have with Guerrero and Bichette. And now these guys...
Conversely, in Philadelphia, right? Bryce Harper, Trey Turner. You bring them up. So you bring them up last night, right? You got guys on base. Trey Turner strikes out. Bryce Harper flies out.
Interesting.
$300 million man.
Interesting.
Couldn't get it done when it mattered.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking forward to this World Series. I think it's going to be a good one, and I'm
enjoy
glad.
it.
Yeah, you know, and
A little small market team and a team of perennial losers.
are you talking about the Rangers and the Diamondbacks? Obviously,
Both.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Go Diamondbacks.
You know, I hope the Diamondbacks win.
Me too.
Yeah, because I'm still I wanted the Rangers to win. Don't get me wrong. I wanted them to win against the Houston Astros, but I have no love for the Rangers.
I don't either.
You know, after what they did to Jose Bautista, him and Rodman Odor,
Oh, he deserved that.
you know, whatever.
He had that kind of.
Yeah, whatever.
He had a punchable face.
All right, NBA tip-off happened.
Yeah, crazy. Jokic comes out and says he took some time off from basketball. You know, then he trained hard but didn't play a lot in the off season. Right? Comes out last night, opening night, triple-double. Greatest basketball player in the world.
Yeah.
And maybe the highlight was the Denver Nuggets crowd chanting "Who's your daddy?" to the Los Angeles Lakers bench as that game wound down. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Man.
So more to come, I think. Just a couple opening games last night. Wemby is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Some
Wembanyama.
Victor Wembanyama.
Yes.
Just some fun stories. I'm sure we'll talk about the NBA as the rest of the world slows down. So
Yeah, I'm sure too.
Some
Because
fun
I
things to watch.
mean, we didn't really even talk about Damian Lillard leaving the Trailblazers, going from small market team to another small market team
to free
in
time.
Milwaukee, right? And
Dame
it's
is not impressed with that nickname, by the way.
free time.
Yeah. They asked him about it. He said, I'm not co-signing that. Not into that.
I'm going to be interested to see how this season plays out for them, because these are two very big egos, and
Dame can play with anybody.
I believe so.
It's going to be a monster.
You know,
That Milwaukee team is going to be a monster.
it's how do you put up the points? That's what it comes down to at the end. Because
Giannis doesn't ever want to take that last shot.
that's exactly it.
Dame does.
He does. So maybe it takes a little bit of pressure off of Giannis. Giannis can go back to what he wants to do. And if you feel that you're in trouble, well, you can just put it out to the perimeter and hopefully.
Dame's been sharing the ball with a 25, 28-point scorer for his whole career.
That's it. And he had nobody to play with. So this is going to be interesting.
He's into it.
Yeah, but Portland definitely probably going to be suffering this year, though.
Yeah, they got some young superstars, though.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to see.
We'll have to see.
More to come in the basketball world. Sean, one-on-one, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
Okay. You want to start or you want to finish?
I'll finish this time.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it ever acceptable to give yourself a nickname?
No. You can't give yourself a nickname. That's kind of reeks of desperateness, doesn't it?
I think so. I was
Yeah.
just curious.
You know.
But you never given yourself a nickname like
No. I've thought about it. Trust me. And then you try to go about it a different way.
How do you do that? You suggest it to somebody?
Suggest it to somebody, yeah, because it's just maybe you could catch on that way. What do you think of? Nah. And then you realize it's dead.
You're just asking to nickname yourself.
Yeah, then you can't.
No one, they're going to give you something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then that's the other risk about doing the suggestion, is that somebody's actually smart enough to get on that and realize you're doing that, and then they give you another nickname altogether that you just absolutely did not want.
I know a guy that is in the Navy. He's a pilot, and he suggested his flight call sign be Viper.
Yeah.
And they all thought that was hilarious, and so his call sign became Diaper.
Nice. See, that's the problem right there. That is.
Case in point.
All right. I got a question for you. Is it ever acceptable to show up to an acquaintance's house with an already open bottle of whiskey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a gift. Are you going to share it?
Well, I mean, would you show up with anything just you were being called over there, come to hang out?
This is what we're doing.
Yeah. It's already open, though. It's not.
Depends what we're doing. Are we having dinner?
Are you bringing over
watching
whatever,
UFC?
Whatever's in your liquor cabinet?
It depends what we're doing.
Hey, let's share this together.
Depends what we're doing.
It's already open.
We're watching UFC.
But there's no thought behind that then, as far as going out to
Yeah,
the
there is.
store.
I'm going to get drunk with you. Let's finish this bottle. I would argue that it's more of a gesture to share something that you've already started than it is to go buy something else.
Interesting point. I don't know if I agree with it, but it's interesting.
Because you know me, right? I like to buy from the upper shelves of the store.
Same as me.
I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
But if I don't know you, if we're just an acquaintance, where am I gonna buy from, right? I'm gonna buy from the middle to upper shelf,
exactly.
right? So if I bring you the top
I
shelf,
see what you're saying.
and it's 3/4 full,
Okay, now
I'm like, hey, let's finish this thing.
Here we go.
Right?
But otherwise, you're gonna get a bottle of
whatever.
Scooch.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't ever get an unopened bottle of that, or bring you a 3/4 open bottle of the good stuff that we're gonna share together. Which one are you taking?
Yeah, I'm taking that.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's all about the gesture.
Exactly. I think that.
There's a thought
I agree.
behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would do that with a really good friend.
Yeah.
And bring over my 18
yeah.
year. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like let's open. Let's do
Yeah, let's finish this up.
Yeah, exactly. Acquaintance though, I think I'm buying something. I don't know.
Yeah, because then you're committed to staying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Kids, with that, shows on the table. On the table. In the table. On the table in your mouth. Anyway, till next time, be good or be good at it.
Righto.